Your house is stolen.
Yeah.
It's gone.
It only cost 70 cents and some paperwork.
The Bilbys tell us they weren't living in their home at the time because of construction, but they were monitoring their home security cameras, which they say showed the suspects on their property multiple times.
They took our power bill and our water bill. They shut off our name and put their names on it.
The Bilbys credit their county clerk's office with alerting them of the change in the home's title.
Anytime anything is filed against your property, you get an alert, whether it's a phone call, a text, or an email. It is a free service.
Even while Tampa police were investigating, the suspect seen here in this body cam video adamant the Bilby's home belongs to her.
I own it. I'm on the current deed.
Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve. And for the most part, I think we all rightly feel a genuine sense of optimism ever since November 5th. I mean, things are clearly on the up in this country as we stand at the cusp of a new golden age, as many are saying. However, before we get too excited, a hard reality is setting in. There's always a serpent in the garden, right? And that hard reality is just how difficult it is. It's how difficult it's going to be for the MAGA movement to unearth all the waste, all the corruption, and all the pure idiocy that comes from large bureaucratic institutions. And one example of this is just how easy it is for a thief to steal our homes. Yes, you heard that right. Our homes. The one thing you and your family hold so special, your homes, are at the mercy of thieves. And why, you ask? Well, because, frankly, local and federal government bureaucrats are too busy with, whatever woke agenda they have to prosecute or even stop criminals. The FBI recently reported that one of the fastest growing criminals in the United States is that of home title theft. People are losing hundreds of millions of dollars each year to thieves who know the simple trick to put the land and property of other hardworking Americans in their own name. Insane, I know, but what can you do? What can you do to protect yourselves and your loved ones against this government oversight? Well, joining me today is James Finch. James is a former assistant director of the FBI's cyber division and now senior cybersecurity advisor to our good friends over at Home Title Lock, which, by the way, is how my home and deed are kept safe from these types of crimes. Gang, if you want to keep your home safe from this type of crime, you got to click the link in the description below and sign up with Home Title Lock today. You are not going to regret it. But before we get into that, James, welcome back. Great to see you again.
Thanks for having me. Great to be here.
It's an honor to have you. So let's start with the big picture of what's actually going on. You're an expert in cybersecurity. You're on the front lines of this. How prevalent is this crime of home title theft?
Well, if you would consider, the FBI coined the phrase house stealing for this crime back in 2008. That was 16 years ago. So you can imagine how much popularity this crime has gained as people became more comfortable, criminals became more comfortable with the internet and realized this crime was so easy to commit.
Right. Yeah. If I recall, you don't get caught for like months, right? You could actually steal someone's home title, and then you don't have to worry about anybody coming after you for months until they get, the family gets this, nasty little letter in the mail saying, hey, you haven't paid up in so long.
Well, Dr. Steve, usually it's the local sheriff knocking on your door, advising the homeowner they're being evicted for failure to make payments on loans against their home. That's when the homeowner knows something's gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, and that's the strange thing. It's months after it happened, right? I mean,
by the time the homeowner really figures it out, the bad guy, as one of my colleagues likes to say, is usually lying on a beach somewhere with one of those drinks with an umbrella in it, enjoying the fruits of the homeowner's hard labor.
Yeah.
Because they're using the equity they've drained from the homeowner's home.
Oh, this is terrible. I mean, why? Can I ask you why? why doesn't the government step in and do something about this? Why isn't it being stopped? Or even worse, is the government actually even causing this to continue?
Well, the government isn't really, I hate to point the finger at the government. It's more the processes. Think about this. We have 84 million single family homes in the United States and 3,243 counties. And each county handles this matter their own way.
Yeah, true. Right.
But
Right.
counties are the entities that actually file and maintain property records for its jurisdictions, the properties in its jurisdictions, and they do this. They've been doing it for years, long before the internet, long before freedom of information. What most homeowners don't realize is their home's title with their signature is publicly available information. So a bad guy can just download the home's title, use a document they acquire or download from the county recorder's office called a quit claim deed. They fill out this document in its entirety, sign it or forge the homeowner's signature to this document, stamp it with a fake notary stamp that is easily acquired over the internet, pay the filing fee, and at that point, the bad guy has effectively turned your home into his home. And at that point, he starts taking out loans, home loans, or even selling the property. But the bad guy doesn't want your home. He wants the money your home will bring.
Right. Right. He wants
That's
the
it.
equity. Yep.
Wants the equity. Yes.
He wants the equity. That makes a lot of sense. So you're dealing with multiple local jurisdictions that handle this, and so
Well,
it's hard to have a one size fits all approach to it, doesn't
well,
it?
it is. And unfortunately, the processes and procedures did not mature with the internet and with the various laws associated with public records. We have open records laws or freedom of information laws, which make a lot of information available to the public that used to be private.
Right. Right.
And as a result, our laws or our processes, the processes in these counties did not really change when these laws changed. And as a result, they are still doing things the old way as time has passed them by.
Right. Right. Well, yeah. Well, that explains a lot. Why don't more people know about this? I mean, I remember when we first started working with Home Title Lock, and I was shown how easy it is to steal the deed to my house. Why don't more people know about this?
Well, more people don't know about it because the bank doesn't tell you when you're sitting down closing on your loan. Your realtor doesn't tell you when someone comes in to change your title without your knowledge. They don't tell you. And then the FBI, they couch this crime under an umbrella of property fraud. And so most people hear property fraud, they don't think about title theft, house stealing. It's just under this big umbrella of property fraud.
Right. Right. Yeah. So it just seems so removed.
So it's
The
so removed.
technicality.
And some places, some cities are actually coming out with public service announcements about this crime. It's becoming such a problem for them, but still nowhere near enough to educate consumers. I would really like every consumer to go to HometitleLock.com and educate themselves about this crime because you can avoid becoming a victim of this. But if you have property or a home, you are a potential victim. No one
Yeah.
is immune to this who owns a home or owns property. And people have vacant lots, and these vacant lots are stolen the same way because there's a deed on the vacant lot.
Right. Right. Yeah, we don't realize just how virtually vulnerable we really are. So how can we keep our houses safe? I know this is where Home Title Lock comes in. You guys are amazing. Walk us through that. What proactive steps can we take, particularly working with Home Title Lock, to keep our houses safe?
The best way to thwart this crime is through monitoring. And you and I we can log into the county assessor's or county recorder's website and check and determine if our title is still in our name. Unfortunately, we can't do that 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. However, Home Title Lock can. Home Title Lock has a proprietary software with access to more home databases than any other company. And these databases, property databases, Home Title Lock is monitoring the titles for its subscribers 24/7. As a cyber guy, I liken this to a digital perimeter around the homeowner's title that is
Ooh, I like
monitored
that.
24/7. And Home Title Lock has what's known as triple lock protection. And the first lock of that triple lock protection is the 24/7 monitoring. The second lock of that triple lock protection is the notification. Notification is so important because time is not the homeowner's friend in this crime.
Right.
So any change to the homeowner's title, Home Title Lock is immediately notified. They notify the homeowner and ask the homeowner, is this you making the change? And this is any change to the home's title. Once once the homeowner lets Home Title Lock know this is not me making this change, the third lock of that triple lock protection comes into play, and that is title restoration. Home Title Lock has US based title restoration experts. They jump into action to restore your good name back to your home's title. I can't think of any other company that
Wow.
is more thorough in guarding your home's title to avoid its
Yeah.
customers, the homeowners, from becoming victims of house stealing or title theft, deed fraud. It goes by many names, but the bottom line is the bad guy transfers your home's title out of your name into their name or a name of their choosing without your knowledge, and you are none the wiser until someone shows up at your door, most
Yeah.
likely to evict you.
Yep, it's too late. That's when you wish you had done something when you could have. What I
That's what
love about that. Yeah, yeah,
Well, I just want people to know this crime causes so much financial and emotional devastation because
yeah,
the burden of proving it was not the homeowner who took out loans on these homes. The burden is on the homeowner.
yeah,
And this is very expensive because the homeowner may report it to law enforcement. But unfortunately, law enforcement is going to say, we will look into it, but you'll have to get an attorney.
yeah.
And I was just reading a case a couple of months ago where poor guy had no idea his home had been stolen. And he was living in the home, he and his wife. This was a $3 million home. And the
Oh,
homeowners association called him and said, "Hey, we need your access code because you've sold your home." And he said, "Well, no, I have not sold my home." And fortunately for him, he found out earlier, but not early enough because his first quote or estimate from an attorney was $8,000
mhm, mhm,
to clear
mhm.
this up.
Yeah,
That that
easily,
is
at least.
Yeah, and that is not something a subscriber or customer of Home Title Lock will endure because Home Title Lock's restoration team, they handle all of that to get your name back on your good name back onto your title. So you don't suffer those expensive attorney bills that come with someone who doesn't have home title lock coverage.
And the emotional draining that goes with it.
Oh,
I have to tell you, James, I mean, among the whole triple protection schema, what I love, I mean, the 24/7 is so cool, notification, but it is that third part. It is the advocacy element that just brings so much security here. So even if the worst were to happen, even if you've got this whole team behind you who's going to and this is what you guys do. This is what you live and breathe 24/7. A whole
that's
team
right.
that is going to advocate for you and work this out for you so you're not alone. Because I can only imagine that's the first feeling you feel when those guys show up at your door. You're all alone in this. And then, like you said, the only way you're going to find an advocate is writing a nice big check, and that's just the beginning of the checks that you're going to be writing.
Yeah. There are a lot of counties now. They're trying to do something and they're creating programs that will notify homeowners. Unfortunately, they will notify homeowners when something's changed on their title, but unfortunately, the homeowner has to opt into these programs. And even if they opt in and they're notified by the county, that's the extent of it. The county notifies them maybe a couple of days later, and they'll tell them, okay, we've notified you. You're on your own now to fix this. So these types of programs aren't really working either. So I believe the best way for a homeowner to avoid becoming a victim is to look at home title lock. They have free 30-day trial. They'll give you a home title report to let you know that whether your home is still in your name, and you have nothing to lose by just trying it out. The peace of mind you have knowing your home title is being monitored 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. To me, that's priceless.
It is. It is. It's priceless. And you'll get notified if anything happens. And if something were to happen, you've got a whole team behind you to work it out that'll be your advocates. And I mean, yeah, it's just holistic. It's perfect. No one else does it. Like, gang, there's not a week that goes by, if you're regular to this channel, there's not a week that goes by that I don't tell you, if you haven't already done so, you know what you got to do. Do it right now. Click on that link below and sign up with Home Title Lock. It's how my home and deed are kept safe from these types of crimes. So, gang, if you want to keep your home safe from home title theft, you've got to click the link in the description, or you can even scan the QR code on the screen, sign up for Home Title Lock. Use promo code Turley Talk. So you're going to get free 30-day trial of their triple lock title protection. So just enter your address as well, and you'll receive actually a complete title scan to see if you've already been a victim of deed theft. That's $100 value, absolutely free. Just use my promo code Turley Talks for your free 30-day trial plus a free title scan at HometitleLock.com. Do it right now. You do not want to regret having not done what you could have when it's too late. Promo code Turley Talks. Click on the link below or scan the QR code. You cannot find a better program than the triple lock protection of Home Title Lock. James, thank you so much for being with us, and thank you so much for the service that you give to us.
And Dr. Steve, thanks for having me, and thanks for caring enough for your viewers to help them avoid becoming victims of title theft.
Thank you, James.